Check it down now. I just might have to camp here for the night. Well, hello, campers and bushcrafters. Donnie Pavlini, Donnie Pavlini Outdoors. Today, I want to talk to you about a subject that's very close to my heart, and that is primitive camping. If you've never done it, this will be a chance for newbies to experience some of this, and I want to arm you with some knowledge based upon my own study and experience to help you have the best primitive camping experience possible. Primitive camping is simply camping where there are no piped running water, no electricity, no restroom facilities, okay? And it encompasses several different kinds of camping. In this series, we're not going to focus upon bushcraft and survival type camping, although some of the tools and equipment and some techniques will overlap in this, okay? But it's not about survival and bushcraft. It's simply about getting out to an area such as, like this, a nice little park or in the woods. And we're going to be looking at several different ingredients that goes into this mixture that makes a good primitive camping trip. So stick around. Let's take a little walk. We're in beautiful Shepherd State Park. And you newbies that are deciding to begin primitive camping as a possible new activity or hobby, let me start off by first telling you congratulations, you picked a good one. In this short video series that I'm going to do, it will be rather comprehensive. Anyway, man, my gosh, would you look at this? It's amazing. That's one of the things I love about primitive camping, is simply being out here. God's beautiful country. Just amazing. We're going to be looking at a few things that you definitely need to consider. I got to tell you, the first way to kick off a great camping trip is before you ever leave the house. Believe it. Man, what a beautiful area. Good Lord. Well, like I said, a good camping trip starts before you ever leave home, because you want to avoid unnecessarily wasting time. So I hereby promote you to be your own camp manager. And the first thing you need to manage is your time. Take the time to investigate where you're going to camp in the first place, okay? Now, whether that be through the internet, word of mouth, or your own personal reconnaissance, getting out there and checking it out, it's definitely worth your time to do that, to make sure that it's a place that you can handle. In the beginning, you may need a place where there's firewood you can purchase, or you may want to see, if you're going out in the woods, if there is firewood readily available. You won't know till you get there, okay? So you need to go investigate it first before you leave the house. That's the first thing. When I think about time management and primitive camping, I have what I call a 4-hour rule, okay? 4 hours being an allotted amount of time to do a few things, critical things. First being getting to your location and locating the exact spot that you want to camp, okay? This can take a little time when you arrive at a park, even if you've done your reconnaissance, because things change. If you go a month before, vegetation changes, things like that. The wind changes, that things, just all kind, a myriad of things can change. So give yourself plenty of time, locate your exact spot that you want to camp. Next thing you want to do, immediately set up your shelter. Set it up, because that takes time. In fact, it's one of the more, depending on your skill level, it can take the most time if you're not careful. Third thing is, if you're going to have a fire, then you need to get your firewood, whether it be going out and scrounging around for it, or unpacking it from the truck, splitting it, getting your camp in order. Okay? A 4-hour rule. Not that it's going to take that much time, but things go wrong, and you want to have a cushion of time before nightfall to get your camp in order. Also, in these 4 hours, you want to be able to get a good sense of, or a lay of the land, okay? Because knowing where everything is in the daytime is going to help you at night for your own sense of security, which you may or may not have in beginning primitive camping. So familiarize yourself with your surroundings. You'll be glad you did. Well, the last leg of this first part of the series on time management has got to be avoiding time waste traps. And there's a lot of them out there. First of all, being when you arrive, say, in a state park or a national park, getting too involved with the natural scenic beauty before your camp is set up, okay? It's so tempting to do. I mean, that's why we come here, is we come out here not so much to set the camp up. That's just an incidental part of it. But we come out here to enjoy nature and beautiful surroundings, and maybe fishing or some hiking, things like that. But avoid being caught up in the natural scenic beauty before your business, the business part of your primitive camping trip, is taken care of. Okay? Second thing, second trap, is to avoid excessive talking with your fellow campers. Okay? It's very easy to do. You come out here and you're excited about things. They may have their camp already set up, and you're tempted to go over there and talk and in spirit of goodwill and get to know your fellow campers. Well, this can eat up a ton of time if you're not careful. And you don't want to be caught at nightfall and not have your camp in order. Next thing that's a big time trap is not knowing how to set up a shelter properly. My best and strongest advice is to learn how to set up your tent or hammock or tarp shelter, whichever you prefer, before you get to your campsite. Practice in your yard, in your living room if you have to. I know a hammock's not really practical, but some tents are, okay? Wherever you can, in the workplace. Lunchtime, get out there, learn how to set your tent up before you come out here. Because the first time you set that tent up, it's going to take you at least, at the very minimum, double the time it'll take to set it up the second time. That's a fact. That's not opinion. It's going to happen. Learn how to set up your shelter before you get to your campsite. Okay, the last time trap, time wasting trap that could cause you problems in primitive camping has got to be not packing wisely before you leave. Okay, you need to plan and pack your meals according to how long you're going to be out there, and your tools and equipment. Pack wisely. Pack your clothing wisely according to the weather reports. Take the right shelter. Pack the right shelter. If it's going to be pouring down storm and rain, you better be darn sure that you come out here adequately prepared, especially if you're a novice or a newbie, okay? My advice is to check your weather reports and make sure you got good weather. Pack up wisely for that. Pack in the beginning, it's better to pack a little more and be closer to your vehicle so that you can go back and forth to get the items that you need. The more knowledge you gain in doing this, the less stuff you'll have to pack. But we're not there yet. So in this time, we need to plan for what we may think we're going to need and have those items on hand, okay? Close to your vehicle, okay? And so that way you're not caught in the middle of the night freezing to death or getting rained on or worse. So these kind of things, planning, packing ahead of time, all these things are going to help you to avoid wasted time getting your camp set up. There's nothing worse than getting there ready and you say, oh, I forgot water. So you got to get back into your vehicle, drive down to the store to get water that you should have planned for in the beginning. You know, that's one example. But pack wisely and according to how and where you're going to be primitive camping. Oh, and would you looky here, yippee, yippee, free for me. I found a bow saw somebody left at the primitive campsite. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Ha! Well, guys, as always, I'm more than thrilled that you decided to take a few minutes to check out what we've got going on over here at Donnie Pavlini Outdoors. And we hope that you will join us the next time where we're going to get into the next leg of the primitive camping journey, which will be about setting up your shelter, okay? And possibly maybe even gathering wood, things like that. But we're going to get into it hot and heavy. We're going to show you some options. So from Donnie Pavlini Outdoors, we'll see you in the woods and have the best primitive camping experience possible.